So here we are, talking about another project. So this particular project is Vaughan Metropolitan Centre. And the reason it's called Vaughan Metropolitan Centre is because the Vaughan subway moved all the way from Toronto, was extended into this area, and this is changing this landscape completely. If you look around, you have Highway 407 over there, you have Highway 400, you have Highway 7, all intersecting in the same place. And because of that, there's a lot of construction here. Different developers working on it. This particular building we're in is being done by Menkes Development. It is Festival Tower. Bond has been in partnership with Menkes Development on multiple projects, and we've enjoyed the relationship, and they do a great job of caring about the project and how it's implemented. So we're proud to work with them. And this particular project, just like many of their other projects, there are many different systems that are being integrated together, whether it's access control, camera surveillance, intercoms, electronic door locks, water leak detection. All the different systems come together into one database where they're able to manage the properties easily. There's a project just around behind me here that is Mobilio. That was completed a few years ago. Currently, we're in the process of completing the phases of Festival Tower, and we're hoping and working with our partners to develop the next projects that's beside it. If you look around, I think you'll notice that this whole area, over the next 10-15 years, will be a totally different city. So remember these images, they won't be here a few years from now. In this particular building, we have a variety of systems. We use ICT in this case to do all the suite security systems, the electronic access control. We integrate that with the camera surveillance systems and all the duress and panics in the underground. In the suite itself, we're going to go in and take a look at the suite. It's not finished yet, but it is protected to make sure it doesn't get damaged, including all our products. So not everything is uncovered, but it will show you what we can. This suite has a keypad for the alarm system for the suite. It has the water leak detector that detects water in every suite in case there is a leak, which catches and prevents a lot of damage. Let's go inside. So Bond installs a water leak detection in many of our buildings. This particular building focuses on all the fan coil units and areas where there's going to be potential water leaks. We install a water leak detector right next to the fan coil. It's accessible through the hatch in the back, and by so doing, we're able to detect leaks in the areas, whether they're coming from the washroom, whether they're all running towards the pipe chase. In so doing, we're installing a water leak detector that's multi-faceted and able to detect leaks from different locations. We'll find that installing a hardwired water leak detection system makes it much more usable. We tie it right into the access control system, so the ICT system is able to fully monitor the water leak detector in every suite and announce anytime there is a problem. This ability allows us to hardwire during the construction phase and not depend on wireless, where you have to go into every suite every few years to change batteries. Imagine the nightmare having to make arrangements with every resident to get into the suite to change batteries. What a project, what a waste of expense. By doing it this way, these units can last forever and never be touched. So here is one of this continuation of the suite. Inside the suite, you will find that we have a keypad. This keypad is also made by ICT and is fully integrated into the building. It gives the homeowner a peace of mind that when they get home and the alarm is on, they know that nobody's in their suite. And once they are arming the system, they know nobody can come in without them being aware of it. This system connects directly to the concierge, as well as can be monitored off-site at our monitoring facility. System can also have other inputs, such as medical alarm, smoke detectors, all can be tied into the same system that report back to the ICT main system. These are the hardworking guys. They live here. They know this place inside out. They know where to find anything, and they get this job done. And when it comes to difficult situations, Menkes always counts on our team to stand behind and do everything that needs to get done. So here we are in one of the mechanical rooms in the building. In this building, again, we always try to strive for having keyless entry to all areas that are critically important. That way nobody has to go looking for the keys. We have an access control reader from ICT, and we have a gathering point inside the room where it's a secure area. This gathering point does more than just this door. It covers this door as well as everything that's in the vicinity of this floor, the floor above, the floor below, sometimes multiple floors. We gather it all into what we call a gathering point, and everything is maintained easily and accessible. Inside the system from ICT, instead of having all the wires showing, everything is concealed and inaccessible. This also adds to the protection. It makes it much more difficult to get at the wires and make any changes or modify things. By having a distributed architecture system the way we do, this area is not just a current setup for what it is today, it's what we can do with it. Once we have network accessibility here, we can do anything on this floor. We can add intercoms, we can add cameras, we can add more access control doors, speakers, paging, telephones, you name it, access points. You can do it all because you got access to the heart of the network. To gain access into restricted rooms around the building makes it very simple to control who has access. We're using an ICT DeskFire fob. This is highly uncopyable, and it makes it easy for us to control who can go into a room. All the information is on the fob in the system and allows us access if we're allowed into this room. Once you do that, wrong door, here we go. Now we're going to enter the party room. Party room is obviously a place where a lot of happiness happens, and the residents enjoy this facility. They have to book it in advance to make sure that it's available for them and nobody else is unable to interfere with their event. They go into our BAS-IP system and they're able to reserve the party room. In so doing, online from their homeowner experience app, they're able to book the space, pay the deposit. Everything happens seamlessly. Once they do that, our system is fully integrated into the ICT access control. And now by magic, their fob is able to gain them access from the time that they've rented the space. Once they've rented the space, they go to here and they're into the party room. Come, let's go have a look inside how the amenity looks. Inside here, Bond has fitted the place out with multiple things. We have cameras for the protection of their people that use it and make sure that the space is safe. Concierge is able to monitor in case of any emergencies or any incidents that happen here. We have background music as well. This allows them to use their smartphones to stream music to the speakers in the ceiling and able to enjoy their space for whatever music they wish to use. We have Wi-Fi access points on the ceiling as well, and this allows them to obviously gain access to the internet. As this building is in a late stage of construction for this phase, Vaughan has a policy where every building gets inspected multiple times before occupancy and during occupancy. One of the things is everybody can make a mistake. It's how you deal with it. At Bond, we stand behind all our work. Our guys are proud of what they do. And when a mistaken ordering of equipment happens, either because the decor is different than we expected, sometimes something from the 1950s manages to get into the building and we have to change it to a decora. So once that's picked up in the inspection, we're going to come back, we're going to change it to a decora volume control so it looks like everything else that belongs. Every one of these buildings has a main control room called the CACF room. This is where all the fire equipment, elevator equipment comes together for emergencies for the fire department to control the building during emergency. Inside here, we also have our fire monitoring panels. These panels are in red cabinets and they have their own associated keypads on the side. which allows you to see if there's any issues in either one of them. Because there's multiple towers here, this particular CACF room has two separate systems, one for each building, which are ULC approved, and we issue a ULC certificate during occupancy. This is also going to our monitoring facility where we monitor 24/7 at a ULC monitoring center. One of the other things that Bond puts into the design of a building like this is how do we mitigate water damage during the construction phase? As the pressurization is happening on the individual floors, water leaks can occur. It is very helpful to have a water leak detection system installed early during construction and go to our monitoring facility. This allows management to not worry about a leak that runs uncontrolled for days before they come back to a site. We use the same water leak detection system, but when we tie it into the ICT system early, it goes to our monitoring facility and they're able to deal with it immediately. Even though it's under construction, you can see that the building is coming together beautifully. On the outside of the building, we want to monitor for things like slip and falls, but also capture the faces of people coming and going into the building. We do this by having multiple cameras outside, mounted on wall brackets to make sure that the water doesn't leak all over the lens. And once you gain access into the building, we have further cameras inside the lobby as part of the telephone entry system. The BAS-IP system is able to capture the video stream from the telephone entry and record it on our main NVR system. Let's go inside. Once we enter the building, into the main vestibule, we find the telephone entry on the wall, inserted right into the marble finish. It's a BAS-IP telephone entry system, and it's again integrated to the ICT card reader system. This allows us to do visitor management, parcel management, and easy access to all the residents, two ways, video and audio. The concierge desk has a master control system that's able to connect directly to the telephone entry system. And if we have deployed screens in every suite that are part of the BAS-IP system, the concierge master station is able to reach each resident in their suite through the intercom system. The same BAS-IP system also connects to all the intercom stations around entrances in the building, as well as the underground garage duress system. It is common practice at Bond that any door that has an access control on it has to have a door contact. That way you know that the door has been left ajar and actually was opened after the swipe of the card. You looked in there, you saw that a very well hidden, properly installed door contact. Nice clean finish. One of the conveniences these buildings have is a pet spa. We secure it just as well as any other high-value room. We have access control into the room, we have cameras. This allows management the ability to control a room and have a good management tool. They can tell the people with dogs are able to come in here and restrict only those people to coming in here. As well as if somebody leaves a mess after, they can see on camera who was here and who left the mess. This makes sure that the room stays nice and clean the way you see it. We're standing in the hallway to the bike room. Rather than having bicycles going down the garage ramp, part of the design is have a separate entrance that bikes can come in. We have camera coverage to cover the walls, make sure that nobody damages anything. And then you go to the elevator, also has a camera in it, and it takes you straight down to the bike room. We're about to enter the bicycle room. As part of the design in every building, we make sure that the bicycle room is well protected. People are storing bicycles that are sometimes worth thousands of dollars. There's a value to protecting them. We have an access control reader that only allows people with bicycles that have permission to enter the room. We have a part of the system, we have a request to exit motion and a door contact on every one of these doors. This allows us to make sure that the door is always secure and that if anybody tries to break in, the alarm goes off. It also logs who's been in this door, and the cameras inside give us full footage of what goes on inside. Let's come inside and have a look. The cameras in this area don't necessarily cover every bike, but they cover generally the entire room. This allows us to see that people aren't removing items from other people. As you can hear, the alarm is going off currently. It's notifying Concierge that somebody's got this door propped open. Happens to be me standing holding it. But we control this room fully the same way on an access control. To gain access, only people that are authorized in this room gain access into this room. Once you come in, it's a mechanical room. You can see lots of water coming through this room. And how we prevent major incidents, we have water leak detectors, often many of them in the same big rooms. You can see what it looks like right there. In the underground garage, the residents gain safety by having the ability to have access points where they can go to and get emergency communications to the concierge. The BAS-IP system provides that capability by having these intercoms or panic and duress stations in the underground, allowing us communication to the concierge. One of the advantages the system provides is the ability for concierge to have clear audio, two ways, and we can hear it really well as well. Let's demonstrate that in the dark.
Morning, Securcom.
Hey, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good.
We just wanted to show the audio quality. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's nice. Quality is okay.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Currently, we're in the visitor parking level on P1. Throughout the area here, we have video coverage on our cameras. We have duress and intercom stations. And this intercom station allows a vehicle that is not able to leave, is able to call the concierge and communicate. They can open it remotely. Residents also have the ability to use a wireless transmitter, which is integrated into the ICT system. Each one of these has a unique ID, and it can be programmed and deleted from the system if somebody loses it. When I press the button, automatically the system communicates with our ICT system, verifies that this is the valid fob and I'm allowed to leave, and I'm able to open up the garage door. We're also able to add functions like anti-passback to make sure that somebody doesn't stay and park in a P1 level, forces them to go down into the underground garage. In the underground garage, where we have multiple lanes meet, we're able to utilize the function of a multi-sensor, or in this case, a fisheye camera. This allows us to capture a 360-degree view of the area, and through the software, we're able to view it on multiple images. The camera is brought down from the ceiling to get under all the mechanical and get a clear shot of the entire area. Now we are in the heart of our system. This is the communication room where all the data comes in from everything, from the internet, from our equipment, all our controllers, all the communication that happens throughout the building ends up in here. Here is where we have all our controllers on the wall that control this area as well as the rest of the building. Even though we have distributed architectures throughout the facility, this is the heart of the entire system. We have full access control into this room. We have anti-tampering on the door with the door forced open capability. And here's where we have the servers. We don't just go and cheap out on equipment. We go and get brand names. We have a Dell actual server. We have the proper equipment in the rack for wire management and for a screen that's not just a $100 screen, it's actually installed properly. UPSs provide power backup until the generators manage to kick in. We put in enough power in here to keep the entire system, as well as we have UPSs in every gathering point. That way the entire system stays on while the generator kicks in, rather than crashing and having to restart everything. I'll hand it over to the team that actually did the installation and is managing it with their full heart involved. Dylan and Amir.
All right, guys, so here we are in the server room with all of our main equipment. We have 2 towers in this in this server room here. We have Tower A and Tower B. Right here we have our ICT GX server, which is controlling both towers. And we also have our camera server, which is also controlling both towers. As Eli was mentioning, we do have UPSs. These are 1500, and it tells you both the load, the capacity, and what the battery percentage is at, which is great to know in case it needs servicing. We also have our PoE switches, hike vision for all of our camera systems. We also have a 10G switch that sends signal to our concierge, so they have fast speed to both camera and ICT. Over here we have our main GX panel. Everything is labeled nicely neat here. And right here on this door, in case somebody comes here to service and they don't know what they're dealing with, you open this slip, pull it out, it gives you all the information for both ICT, GX, and your camera system, all right here. These are our power supplies down here that are controlling all the ICTs. There we go. Everything's nicely neat, labeled. And then right above here, some areas, they did not add doors in these towers. So what we did is we took the extra step and just running an extra wire just in case they came back to us and said, hey, we want to add a door here now. We're always ready. There it is. So also in this room, we have a camera that we use just to monitor everything that's happening in this room, because this will be where all the programming and everything gets done. We also have in our rack that are linking to 2 towers, we have multiple Cat 6s. So in case anything goes down or something happens to the one that's currently running, there's always a backup, and it's a quick and easy switch over. So here we are at the secondary communications room. This is for Tower A. It's protected by access control, so that way everyone can, whoever has access with the key, are allowed in. Let's take a look. Right here we have our server rack. This server rack communicates with our main server room with multiple uplinks of Cat 6 wire, so in that way we always have backups. And in here we have our ICT GX cans, same thing, same setup. We have a main controller here. We have everything that you need to know about in case for servicing, all in this sheet right here. Tells you everything what's going on in this room and within this server rack. We also have a camera here, temporarily, just to watch over all of our equipment and making sure nothing goes missing and everything stays intact. Here we are, we're located in the parking, the P1 of the tower. Here we have a gate arm that separates the commercial parking to the residential parking. And we have installed here a linear Wiegand receiver. And that way, whoever lives in the current building, for example, tenants, they can come in no problem by just clicking a button and you're allowed to drive right through. And these gates automatically close by themselves. The concierge can also release them upstairs from their computer, and they can also see the open and closed status of these gates. So here we are in the pre-construction phase for Tower C and Tower D. As you can tell, our guys are currently wiring it up, getting things ready, and getting ready for the programming step. We have all our ICT controllers right here, main controllers right here, power supplies right here. We also have some spares and also some wires that we are for cameras that we still need to reroute to our security rack, which is located over here. Now, on the security end, this will be our main server room. So we have the same kind of setup. We have our UPSs down here, 1500s. We have our camera server located right here, and our Dell ICT GX server. We are currently still programming it, and slowly everything will be coming along very nicely. Also, in our patch panel, we did the same kind of setup. We have multiple uplinks running between 2 towers. So in case anything goes down, we always have a backup. Now, over here we have a camera, same setup. We like to keep an eye on things, like to make sure no one's coming in our room, and making sure everything is staying nice and neat and nice and clean. Anybody comes in here and makes a mess, they gotta come and clean it up. That's what we do.
As you can see, we're using the latest in ICT modular system using a DIN rail. So with a DIN rail, we start with a cabinet that has nothing in it, and we populate it with the modules required, and we custom make every project. Our engineering team focuses on the layout ahead of time. So when our guys get to site, they'll know exactly where to put what module and what that module controls. You pay attention, these guys take care in their work. Look at the beautiful wiring job. Envy. Good job. So here we are at the Concierge station. From the Concierge station, we have full control over the variety of systems. We have one screen that's dedicated to the access control system and alarms. Any alarms in the building, any access gain entry, everything is tracked and identified on here. This also gives the ability for the concierge to fully control the building through this screen as well. They can open any doors, they can prop doors open, they can look at cameras, they can activate alarms, they can reset things, they can acknowledge alarms. All the water leak detection, everything comes into one pane of glass. On the other pane of glass, we have our system. Now currently you could say, well, I can only see a dozen cameras on here. This building has a couple of hundred cameras. Everything is with the use of AI. We're able to bring it to the attention of the concierge by popping up an event that'll bring the camera that's associated with the event right away at the same time to the concierge. They can acknowledge it, they can capture it, they can record it for future use. Everything at a click of a mouse. You can go in and you can see exactly what's going on in every part of the building. We also have the BAS-IP telephone entry system here. The intercom master is right here. We're able to, from here, gate full access. I can call any of the intercoms that are in the building. When any call comes in, I can see who is calling. I can press a button, let them in, and that's the concierge desk. As this building is not fully finished yet, the doors are being manufactured. The doors will have a screen on them for ventilation. We're going to install some fans which will allow us to blow additional air through our computers that are in here, as well as a PA for the background music. Here, we only have a remote station. If this is stolen or damaged, it doesn't matter. The information is not housed here. This is strictly a remote control station that can be housed here. A duplicate of that can be in every tower, in the management office, or off-site at a main control room for the corporation. The main data is secure in a room down in the basement. The Festival Tower has a beautiful lobby. Look at the high ceilings, the beautiful finishes, the comfort of home. The concierge desk is able to oversee the entire area and provide full control of all the towers from one location. Here we have background music that's pumped in for entertainment and to give it a nice environment. We have our cameras protecting everything and allowing to record audio at the concierge desk to make sure that we capture any incidents that may occur. When you look at these cameras, right now they look beautifully clean. During the construction phase, we have them covered up to protect them from getting damaged. Once we install them, they may not be fully done. We come back for the finishing touches. We're going to actually come back and paint the white sections to match the interior so they blend in and don't stick out. In this area, currently Bond is doing multiple projects, but over the City of Toronto, we have about 70 projects on the go at one time. With a team of 60 people, about 40 trucks on the road. We're a big team. We're there to support you. Come to us early. Have us get involved in the early design stage. We'll help you design a solution that's economical, the appropriate system that's best suited for your requirements. We have a variety of different systems available to us. We, with you, work together and come up with what are the best systems to give you the solution that you desire and that'll provide a great environment for your residents. Come to Bond Securcom. We'd love to be part of the team and work with you. We're a great partner. We're proud of it.